In this video, we're going to take a look at some power reducing formulas for sine and cosine. All right, here are the two formulas that are the power reducing formulas that you have to have memorized in order to do this problem. It says to rewrite the following expression without any powers. And we've got a sine to the fourth of this 2x right here. All right, so to be able to use this formula, I need a sine x squared. I need a sine that is squared. So I'm going to think laws of exponents, and I'm going to undo this. This is a sine to the fourth power. I'm going to use power raised to a power and go sine squared to the second power. All right, and then that will give me a sine squared on the inside. So I'm going to rewrite as sine squared of 2x, and then I'm going to raise this whole thing to the second power. Okay, so power raised to a power, I have a sine to the fourth here. What this now allows me to do is to implement this formula. Okay, this formula says if I have x here, I multiply it by 2. I have a 2x, so when I multiply that by 2, I will get a 4x when I make this substitution. So now I can have a 1 minus cosine of doubling the inside, 4x, all over 2, and then this will be to the second power. All right, now from here, we're just going to kind of rewrite this so that we can manipulate it and algebraically reduce it as much as we can. So I'm going to pull this 1/2 out in front, and then I'm still going to have that numerator as a 1 minus cosine of a 4x. All right, and another set of parentheses in there, and then this whole thing is still squared. So now I'm going to square this. I'm going to square the 1/2, which will give me a 1/4. This right here is just a nice little binomial, and we're going to square that. So basically, I'm going to be foiling this out. So let's write FOIL right here, and then I'm really multiplying a 1 minus cosine of 4x, and I'm multiplying that by a 1 minus cosine of a 4x. Okay. So we'll come up here and we'll do that squaring. So we'll have the 1/2 squared, which is going to be a 1/4. I'm going to leave that on the outside. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and FOIL this out. So first terms will be 1. All right, and then I will have a negative cosine 4x and another negative cosine 4x from the inside and outside terms. That gives me 2 of them. So 2 cosine of a 4x. And then squaring these last terms, I'll have a cosine squared of a 4x. All right, now we've got to not have any powers. And right here, I have a 2. So I've got to use my formulas again. So we'll put use formulas again. Okay, so this time I'm going to be looking at my cosine squared formula. So I will do a little bit of, as opposed to, since I pulled this 1/4 out, as opposed to writing it as a quotient, when I do the substitution in this next line, I'm going to go ahead and pull that 1/2 out in front. All right, so I'll still have my 1/4, and then the 1 will be there. Let's keep this term, 2 cosine of a 4x. All right, and then I'm going to replace here. So I'll have a plus, like I said, I'm going to pull this out in front. So I'm going to have a 1/2. And then what this numerator is, and keep in mind, I have a 4x here. Formula says if I have an x, I multiply it by 2. So that's going to give me an 8x on that inside. 1 plus cosine of an 8x. Okay, now, technically, at that point, you are done. All right, because I do not have any powers left. Okay, so let's go ahead and box that in, because that's a valid answer. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, now, could you clean it up? Could you do some more algebra with it? Sure, we could distribute the 1/2 here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll keep the 1/4 here. 1 minus 2 cosine of a 4x. All right, let's go ahead and distribute that. So then we have a 1/2 plus a 1/2 cosine of an 8x. All right, and then we could do what? We could take a look inside here, and I've got a 1 and a 1/2, and we could add that up. So then I have a 1/4 here. Let's go ahead and add 1 and 1/2. That'll give us 3/2. We'll still have the minus 2 cosine of 4x, and we'll still have the plus 1/2 cosine of an 8x. All right, now from here, we could, if you wanted to get rid of all the fractions here on the inside, I could pull out a 1/2. Okay, so let's keep the 1/4 that's here. Let's pull out another 1/2 to get rid of that. All right, which will leave us with a 3 in this first term. Okay, what would I have to have here to 1/2 times what's going to give me that 2? It's going to be a 4. So we'll have a -4 cosine of a 4x. All right, pulling the 1/2 out there, we'll have the cosine of the 8x. All right, and then probably only last thing that you might want to do, then go ahead and multiply those two things. We'll have that 1/8 out in front. We'll have the 3 minus the 4 cosine of the 4x plus the cosine of the 8x. All right, so this is just a more simplified, cleaner answer. All right, but at this point, you have successfully written it without any powers. All right, so from here to here, optional, just depends on what form that your particular professor would like it in. So, just one quick example there using the power reducing formulas for sine and cosine. Definitely thanks for watching. If the videos are helping, please share with your friends so they can benefit too. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.